Hi, welcome to the fourth installment of Scales on One String. This is the final version of one finger scales. Today I'm going to be on the D string, and I'm going to be doing the key of E major. This means that I'll be starting on the tonic. The tonic simply means the key, the note of the key that you're in. Okay, so just to quickly review, we're sliding the range of an octave and we're going up by step. Now another way to say step is second. A major second is a whole step. A minor second is a half step. Now this will be important because later on I'll be talking about 2-finger, 3-finger, and 4-finger scales. The next video will deal with 2-finger scales which go up and down by major and minor thirds. But for now, don't freak out. We're just going whole steps and half steps, which are major and minor seconds, respectively. So remember, the first thing we do is slide an octave. And now that you're getting familiar with these scales, I'm showing you a few hacks, and today I'm going to talk about vibrato. Now, the previous installment of these videos is probably the one to practice the most, where you divide the bow into quarters and focus on having a straight bow, because as you'll realize if you don't already, this is what makes the sound on the violin. So don't become obsessed with vibrato. It's something that sounds nice, but it doesn't make a sound. This is not where most of the artistry happens with the violin. Most of the artistry comes from the bow and how we use the bow, how fast or slow, how close to the bridge or far from the bridge, how much arm weight, all that stuff. So anyway, today we're going to talk about vibrato and thirds, and maybe sixths as well, again, on the fourth finger with a pro challenge. So we've done the first step, the gliss. Thinking about our 3 points of contact. Arm support, leading with the elbow. Second with open strings. Now what I'm going to do is going to sound quite ridiculous with this vibrato. I'm going to expand the range. If you do wrist vibrato, there are two different kinds of vibrato. Wrist vibrato comes from, the motion happens here in the wrist. Arm vibrato, the motion happens from the elbow. It doesn't matter what combination or one of these that you do, you can still do this exercise. And the exercise is so ridiculous. You're gonna expand the range of your vibrato. And to do this, you have to really relax. You have to release with the thumb. You have to release with the fingertip as well. So those 2 points of contact. Release. On the first step, where we slide up by step, whole step or half step, major or minor second. Now, I'm going to focus in on the actual pitch, because the actual pitch is in there. You have to stay centered around this, whatever the pitch is. So on the way down, I'm going to do the ridiculous motion and then stop on the centered pitch. On the way up, without slides, visualize the pitch as it appears on the staff as you play up the string. And focusing on the pitch on every note. So you go wide, and then focus back. I was gonna say relax, but I'm actually, in a way, I'm more relaxed when I'm doing the crazy stuff. Because I have to release with the fingertip and the thumb. Try to keep your bow straight. Don't let the bow speed increase when you get crazy with your left arm. Okay, on to second finger. Lead with the elbow in the higher positions. I noticed a lot of you that send videos back get to the higher positions. So you get to here where the hand hits, and then you go like this. From the wrist and using the finger to get up. Try not to do that. Keep coming around with the arm. Okay? Now, where were we? Okay, so we're sliding from F sharp to F sharp because we're on second finger. We always go from first position to eighth position, the range of an octave, and stay in the key that you're in. We're in E major, 4 sharps. Now, here comes a pro challenge. This time, without the slides, I'm going to try to have a continuous vibrato all the way between the note changes. This is very difficult. That's better. Now, in reality, it's okay to have a slight stop, depending on how you want to sing the phrase. But this is the hardest thing to do, so this is the thing to practice. It's okay if it sounds a little crazy. Remember, the point is not to sound good. It's to test the limits of what you can do. So that when you play your piece, it's easier. Okay, going on to third finger. Now here I'm going to do some thirds. So if you're playing third finger on the D string, a third above will be first finger on the A string. Here's the catch. Depending on the key, it'll be either a major third, which is 2 whole steps, or a minor third, which is a whole step and a half step. So I'm going to play the correct note based on the key of E major above my third finger on the A string, and that'll make a third. And this way I'll be practicing thirds. I'm just going to, at first, tap the string. Have the finger down before you cross. This way you practice being articulate on your string crossings. Maybe do 2. Now I'm going to play it a little longer on the way down. Arm up here and you're bending your wrists. It's going to be a lot harder to play intervals in higher positions. So try to keep your arm straight. Try to keep your hand frame, your fingers above the string. With the bow, measure the distance. Make sure the string is where you expect it to be. Still touching the body of the instrument. Still touching. Now I make the shift from touching with the hand to to touching with the side of the first finger. And I'm teaching my muscles and my sense of touch what to expect. Okay, pro challenge on third finger. Now I'm going to play a third and a sixth, both above. Staying in the key of E. Okay, thirds and sixths, by the way, belong to a category of interval known as consonants. We have perfect intervals, consonant intervals, and dissonant intervals. And that's a great way to think about them because they really are three different categories of effect. Okay, fourth finger. Trying to stay loose with these little quick hacks. Maybe a little nice vibrato. You should do the vibrato exercise on all fingers because vibrato feels different on every finger. Just as a matter of physics, each one of your fingertips has a different surface area. So if you want to have an even vibrato, you have to play the different width of vibrato on every finger. In addition, there's only one tendon for fingers 3 and 4, while 1 and 2 each have their own tendon. So you have to build up strength in your third and fourth fingers. It takes time. Now I also want to do thirds with 4, and this is the second finger on the A string, but the concept is the same. It's either 2 whole steps or a whole and a half, and two whole steps and two whole steps equal a major third. A step and a half equals a minor third. Pro challenge, a sixth below and a third above. Oops. Now I'm finding that when I do this particular pro challenge, it depends on how I lay my hand on the violin, whether I'm successful or not with these. The sixth below and the third above, which, by the way, creates an octave. So there you have it. Scales on one string, on all 4 strings. The next video will make a bit of a leap. So really watch these multiple times through, especially if you don't get everything the first time. Please watch it again. Please email me if you have any questions or comment on the Facebook group below the video. If you have any questions, or please comment about the videos if you find them helpful. If there's anything you'd like done differently. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.